Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing our RNL F2 League at the Spanish Grand Prix. If you've missed the previous episodes, make sure you click the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screen so you can check out Azerbaijan. But picking up from where we left off last time, Azerbaijan wasn't exactly the greatest of tracks for us, but we did get a double podium finish, which is good for our championship hopes. Here in Spain, we'll be looking to bounce back and maybe try and get a race win once again, like we did in Bahrain and, of course, Australia. But here we go, watching on board a hot lap here in F2 around Spain. We've gone through turn 1 and 2. They're now heading down in towards turn 4, braking just underneath the Pirelli board, hugging this right-hander as much as you possibly can, not allowing the car to understeer out to the left-hand side, braking just where the curb sort of sticks out a little bit on the right, hug the curb on the left, and allow your car to run all the way over to the right-hand side, using as much track as you possibly can. Now, this corner is death. You've got to use the inside of the curb, but it's so easy just to oversteer and lose the back end as it unsettles the car through there, and luckily we just about held it. We did lose a lot of time, though, as we go through the right-hander now and down this long back straight. Under braking in towards left-hander, braking just before the 100-meter board. Not making the apex there, not exactly the best of turning, but flicking it through the left, then the right, and just hugging this right-hander as much as you can, allowing the car to use all the track on the left-hand side, braking and shifting down and turning into the right-hander. Just try to carry as much speed as you possibly can through there, through the left, and then the right of this horrible chicane. And then one more corner left to deal with. Flat out, if you have the right setup through there, using the DRS and coming across the line. It is not going to be pole position, probably about half a second off in the end there, but not too bad. P5, actually. So we were, in fact, 9/10 of a second off of the pace, with Beaker setting pole position, taking 4 points away here today. Seal in P2 with Mark in P3, one of my championship rivals as well. But Beaker, the main man, the main championship rival, leading the way as we're getting ready for the first race. 7 laps on board today. This is actually the sprint race, I believe, taking part first, and then the feature race. So hence why we have got a reverse race grid as we get a good start compared to the driver that was directly ahead of us. So we now go down towards turn 1, 3 wide into turn 1, late on the brakes, but holding it side by side with a couple of other drivers. We don't really want to get involved too much with that and get damage early on, because in these F2 cars, it's not as bad as in the F1 cars, but it is still going to lose you a lot of time, and especially in a sprint race where you don't really have pit stops, it's going to cost you a lot of time. So, and we don't have pit stops anyway in these 25% races. We're side by side, slightly there with Ben Mills. We're going to go right around the outside into this left-hander, holding it wheel to wheel, but unfortunately Ben gets the better of us, taking that inside line. Beaker, though, the man on pole, is now right on our tail. So we want to make sure we, 1, hold him off, but 2, also gain on the cars ahead. So that will cost him a little bit more time. If we can get past them easy, he gets caught up in traffic, we can gain, maybe try and push on to the lead of this race and get some good points in the sprint race. But unfortunately, it's not worked out our way. Breaking into the 100-meter board, but unfortunately getting caught up there behind Ben Mills, having to go wide to make sure we avoid contact. That allows Beaker just to sneak his nose up the inside, but unfortunately he's got to go the long way round if he wants to make that move stick, and there is no possible way he can pull that off there. So we're now following Ben Mills again down in towards turn 1. Beaker following us, but there's no real chance of him overtaking us down in towards turn 1. Braking just a little the tarmac part on the left-hand side. Don't know if you can see it down in towards turn 1, but we have a terrible mistake through the right-hander. That's going to allow Beaker to overtake me. Also, Seal as well. We go slightly free wide, but we back out of that, being cautious, and Mark and having a little look as well. Seal and Beaker going side by side. Doesn't quite work, and allows us to have this great line around the outside. We then get the inside line for this corner and the inside again for this corner coming up, and it should be fairly plain sailing on Seal. We can have a little look at the inside, but it's not really the smartest decision to go for a send up the inside there as we now go in towards turn 1. There's a big crash up ahead of us, and somehow we find the tiniest of gaps through turn 2 and turn 3 there. Unfortunately, though, Beaker also gets through very, very cleanly. No damage on his car. I was hoping, maybe I could get through and he could get caught up in a collision there, but it doesn't work out for us. And my championship rival is still ahead of us. I still don't know how I found the gap. I just slammed on the brakes, hope for the best, and we have a driver who's actually not in the lobby right now, and they have caused a collision. That somehow put Beaker into second place. Despite what has gone on so far, Beaker is second in this race. We are third, now hunting down our teammate Foxy. We go fastest in the race so far. That is very good in F2. Unlike F1, F1 you get 1 point fast lap. F2 you get 2 points. So fastest lap is very important here. It can gain you some tasty extra points. But currently P3 in this race. Back to the podium is where we love to be. And now Beaker returns the favour and nicks the fast lap away from us. So we're not quite happy about that. So he's going to get, not only is he going to be hunting down Foxy for that race, but he's right on the back of Foxy. Only less than a second within it. One more lap and Beaker may have got Foxy. But Foxy takes the race win, and we're going to come across the line for a good P3, a respectful P3. Somehow we've jumped Foxy there, but the results got fixed, and there we go. Foxy wins the race with Beaker in second, myself in third, and Domi in fourth there. The three championship rivals, first, second, and third. Foxy gaining 1 point over Beaker, me losing out 5 points to Foxy, 4 points to Beaker, but maybe with a better qualifying position than Foxy, we can gain on him in the feature race, which will be coming up now. Lining up P5 on the grid, of course, that is where we qualified from the main qualifying one-shot qualifying session, as we're going to need a good start here off the line, and it's pretty decent. It's all right. Domi gets a fantastic start off the line. We get a better start than Marken, but not good enough to really challenge into turn one. We'll have a little look around the outside, but Marken goes for a lunge on Domi, but we get a second lunge around the outside. Have a look on the inside of Marken. A little bit of contact, it unsettles the car, makes him sort of move over to the left-hand side of me, but then we go for a switchback move on Marken, side by side into turn 3, and now into turn 4. We go up the inside of Marken, just trying to hold it wheel to wheels. Beaker is having a fight with Domi, so great start from Domi to get himself into the lead of this Spanish feature race. Going to go round the long way on Marken. It's the quicker line for Marken on the inside, but we get a better exit off the corner. Traction just seems to be much higher on the outside of the corner, and he's not going to go side by side into it. It's a very difficult corner to go one way into it, let alone side by side. So Marken smartly backs out of that, and I mean, I might be biased because obviously it means that he doesn't go on the attack of me, but now he's coming back on myself. Gonna have to go defensive down in towards turn 1. He's gonna be following in the slipstream all the way down in turn 1. We're gonna brake later than him into the first corner. We get the inside line, and we're gonna use the track's advantage, get the inside line into turn 2 as well. So Marken having to just settle off us for the time being as we now catch up to the back of Seal, as Marken actually losing out to Foxy. So a great start from Foxy, moving himself up into P5 for the time being, but we're on the back of this lovely little train. Domi leading the way, we get fastest lap, then Foxy nicks it away from us, and Domi leading Beaker, leading Seal, and then leading myself, followed by Foxy, who's not too far away from this battle as well. But Domi doing a good job at the moment of keeping Beaker behind. We have a little bit of an unsettled rear end through turn 2 as we're setting purples through sector 1. And again, just trying to stay as close as we possibly can to these guys, because they can get penalties and they can also make mistakes where we can pounce. It's very difficult to overtake around here, especially when you're in the train. Down in towards turn 1 is the best overtaking opportunities. We actually get a warning for exceeding track limits there, as the guy's just weaving all over the place. We're having none of that. We're not really too bothered, not even getting close for the slipstream at the moment. DRS activated, and just very late on the brakes down towards turn 1. And just again, just trying to stay as close as we possibly can to Seal and Domi, as in fact Beaker overtaking Domi in this race. Not good for us. We want Beaker to have problems. We want him to drop back through the field, so hopefully Domi can go on the attack once again and maybe nick something away from Beaker. As Seal still in P3. We gain on him in certain parts of the track, but then lose it in others. There's actually Domi and Seal going wheel to wheel. There's contact. And thank you very much. We'll take that. We're not. It's not the best way you want to gain positions, but you've got to take him at the end of the day. Seal and Domi, a little bit of unrespectful driving between the two of those. There's now Domi right on the back of us. Not too sure if he's going to go forward, overtake down towards someone. Seal goes for a massive send on Beaker around the outside, and he might pull it off. They go wheel to wheel through turn 3. Beaker on the inside line. He'll get the inside line again through turn 4. Seal now tucking up right behind Beaker. Going to dive it around the outside. Can't quite do that. Not quite alongside him. Gets a great run to maybe go up the inside. We go to lap 8 out of 9. These two weaving all over the place. I then make a late dart over to the right-hand side and go, do you know what? Let's take a bit of slipstream as well. Domi and Foxy behind do have penalties, so we're not really too worried about them. If they do get us, then we can just sort of settle behind them, gain them at the end of the race when they get their penalties. As these guys fighting. Domi going for an overtake on me as that's a spinner. It's not actually Beaker or Seal. I got a little bit excited there as Domi going round the outside. A little bit of contact. Maybe I didn't give him enough room on the outside, but Seal takes the position off of Beaker as they go through the last section of the track. Now, this could actually allow Beaker to get the DRS. So this is the last main opportunity as Seal breaks for it. They're playing DRS chicken. Seal, is he going to get DRS now through this last straight? Beaker being caught off guard there. That did actually slow us down. So we actually lose a bit of time as they're weaving all over the place. Look at the weaves from Beaker and Seal. And Seal, will he be close enough? He might go through. He's going to go through up the inside. A late dive on Beaker, but then really backs out of it. This gives us a chance to maybe go for the switchback. And we do on Seal. A fantastic switchback maneuver. But he's going to get the inside line. Domi wanting to get involved in this battle as well. Seal lagging all over the place. This is not good for us because that's allowing Beaker to get away for the time being. Again, still having a look right around the outside. But Seal has a little bit of oversteer moment, which actually gives us a bit of a barge and loses us the position to Domi, who goes for... Oh, we were going for a switchback, and Domi was also going for a switchback. A little bit of confusion between the two of us. But again, he has got a 2-second time penalty. We are not worried at the moment if Domi beats us. Even if Foxy beats us on tracks. If we stay within 2 seconds of both of these drivers, it will do for now. As we lose the back end, big correction on the wheel. Big correction on the wheel. Foxy flies past us, says thank you very much. But again, still within that 2 seconds of Domi and Foxy. But we need to make sure it is clean for the rest of this last lap. As we come through the final corner, Foxy's going to tow us to the line. And we're going to get another podium. It is back-to-back podiums once again. The consistency is there, but unfortunately, Beaker is having all of the luck at the moment. Another race win for Beaker. He is absolutely rapid, and unfortunately for me, he's getting absolutely no bad luck so far this season. So Beaker, 25 points, and in the championship, 144 points at the moment compared to Foxy's 120. But I am gaining on Foxy, 108 points now between the two of us as we go into the next race, which will be the Monaco Grand Prix. Now, I quite like Monaco. Monaco's a good fun track. I'm usually quite good at it compared to other drivers, the average driver. So hopefully I can get some more podiums out of the race in Monaco and maybe take that top step of the podium once again. But if you have enjoyed this episode, you can watch it live. Go ahead over to my Twitch channel. Link will be in the description. And of course, as always, subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content as well. But I will see you on the next one. Until then, it's goodbye from me.